Imagine a future where human footprints mark the red dust of another world. We stand on Mars, a tiny, warm-blooded presence in a vast, cold desert. This is not just a dream, it is a destination. Generations have gazed at that rusty point of light, wondering. Now we are on the verge of going there. We are building the ships, training the explorers, charting the course. Our journey to Mars represents one of the greatest leaps in the history of life on Earth. Our relentless curiosity, our drive to explore the unknown, our desire to see what lies over the next cosmic horizon, courage, innovation, the enduring human spirit. This grand adventure is no simple voyage, a journey into an environment far more hostile than any on Earth. Mars is not waiting for us with open arms, a world of extremes, a world without a thick, protective atmosphere like our own. Here on Earth we are shielded by a blanket of air and a powerful magnetic field. To meet this incredible challenge, a new kind of thinking is required. We need a focused, collaborative effort, a plan. This is where the concept of a Mars Defense Initiative comes into play. It is not a military program in the traditional sense. Its purpose is not to fight other nations. Its purpose is to defend humanity from the natural hazards of the cosmos. Think of it as a grand collective strategy for survival on another planet. It is a framework that brings together the brightest minds, science, engineering, exploration, to tackle one of the most complex problems we have ever faced: how to live and work safely on Mars. The Mars Defense Initiative is a blueprint for our future in space, a declaration. We will not venture into the unknown recklessly. Instead, we will go prepared. We will study the threats. We will develop the technologies. We will create the protocols to ensure the safety of our astronauts. A holistic approach, every aspect interconnected. One of the most formidable adversaries our Martian pioneers will face is something they cannot see, hear, or touch. It is radiation. Space is saturated with it. Our sun is a constant source of charged particles known as the solar wind. Occasionally it unleashes powerful solar flares and coronal mass ejections, sending torrents of high-energy radiation. Then there are the galactic cosmic rays, GCRs. They are atomic nuclei of long-dead stars, accelerated to nearly the speed of light by ancient supernova explosions, the most energetic, most penetrating radiation we know. Here on Earth we are incredibly fortunate. Our planet's magnetic field acts like a giant invisible shield. Our thick atmosphere absorbs most of what gets through. But Mars is not so lucky. It lost its global magnetic field long ago. Its atmosphere is less than 1% as thick as Earth's. For an astronaut on Mars, it's like standing outside without a coat in a cosmic blizzard. The constant bombardment can damage DNA, increase the risk of cancer, and cause a host of other health problems. Protecting our explorers is a top priority. During the long journey between Earth and Mars, a trip that can take more than 6 months, the crew is especially vulnerable. Their spacecraft must be their shield. Once on Mars, habitats and spacesuits must provide continuous protection. Imagine stepping outside your Martian habitat and hearing a sudden, sharp hiss. A tiny hole has just appeared in the window. You have just survived an encounter with a micrometeoroid. The solar system is not an empty vacuum. It is filled with dust and debris leftovers from the formation of planets, breakup of asteroids and comets. These tiny particles, often no bigger than a grain of sand, travel at incredible speeds. They move at tens of thousands of miles per hour. At those velocities, even a minuscule speck carries enormous kinetic energy, a cosmic bullet. On Earth we are almost completely protected. Meteoroids burn up harmlessly, creating the beautiful streaks of light we call meteors. But on Mars, with its whisper-thin atmosphere, there is very little to slow these projectiles down. They rain down upon the surface constantly. They can pockmark solar panels and bend or puncture antennas. The cumulative effect degrades materials and weakens structures. A puncture in a habitat wall would lead to rapid loss of air, a crisis requiring immediate action. A strike on a spacesuit during EVA could be fatal. Armor like the Whipple shield, a sacrificial bumper spaced from the main wall, breaks up impactors before they arrive. Multi-layered defenses, plus detection systems and self-healing materials, form the base of micrometeoroid protection. The quest for life on Mars is one of the primary drivers of our exploration. But what if we actually find it? What if there are microbes living beneath the Martian soil, perhaps dormant for eons? This possibility carries a profound responsibility: biological contamination. The threat works in two directions. forward contamination. We could carry Earth microbes to Mars. To prevent this, spacecraft and equipment must be sterilized with extreme care, baked in ovens, wiped with chemicals, or blasted with radiation. This whole process is known as planetary protection. It's our ethical duty to ensure any life we find is truly Martian, not a transplant from Earth. We must be ambassadors, not conquerors. Now back contamination. What if we bring something back from Mars? If microbial life exists on Mars, we do not know how it would interact with Earth's biosphere. It could act like an invasive species, with no natural predators. Or worse, be pathogenic to life on Earth. Any samples returned, and astronauts themselves, will need strict quarantine, handled in BSL-4 facilities, the highest level of biocontainment we have. Scientists would study samples through sealed glove boxes before any release. Only after certification would samples be released to the wider world. The Mars Defense Initiative must include protocols for extreme biological containment, a defense for explorers and for life back on Earth. To counter the array of threats on Mars, we need more than just thick walls. We need a suite of advanced intelligent technologies. We need to build a smart shield. For radiation, the solutions are multifaceted. One idea is to use water, hydrogen-rich, excellent at blocking energetic particles. Walls could be lined with water tanks, shielding and storing a vital resource. Or use Martian soil, regolith, piled over habitats as a natural radiation shield. Future Martian homes might be inflatable structures, compact to launch, spacious on the surface, fabrics stronger than steel woven with radiation-blocking layers. Self-healing polymers could seal small punctures from micrometeoroids. Habitats will be intelligent, embedded sensor networks monitoring structural health, air pressure, radiation, and life support. Constantly watching for stress and leaks, alerting the crew long before a problem becomes critical. A network of space weather satellites between the Sun and Mars could give advance notice of dangerous flares, providing time for crews to shelter in heavily shielded storm cellars. Ground-based radar and LiDAR could scan for incoming meteoroids. For larger objects, small interceptors or kinetic impactors could be used to deflect threats. Spacesuits will be personalized, human-shaped spacecraft with advanced protection. Self-healing skins and HUDs showing vitals and radiation exposure, essential life-saving tech. These technologies are being developed in labs today, the tools we will use to build our shield. The grand challenge of defending human life on Mars is not being undertaken by one entity alone. It is a vibrant and collaborative effort, led by agencies like NASA, decades of robotic and human spaceflight experience, fueled by the ambition of private space companies. Rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance provide crucial data. The Radiation Assessment Detector measures surface radiation day in and day out. NASA's Artemis program and the Gateway will be stepping stones and testbeds for systems destined for Mars. New spacesuits and closed-loop life support systems are under development. Analog simulations test strategies for living off-world. Private companies like SpaceX lower cost per kg, pushing rapid innovation, building the highway to Mars. Starship aims to carry large crews and cargo, enabling scalable colonization. Public-private partnerships combine NASA's strategic vision with private industry's speed and efficiency. Companies such as Sierra Space and Blue Origin develop habitat technologies and life systems for sustained presence. Capability is built piece by piece, mission by mission. Together they are the architects of survival, designing and building the systems that will keep Martian pioneers safe. Mission by mission, the vision becomes reality. Rapid iteration and testing speed the path forward. Together, public and private, we design the shield that will protect life on Mars. While our vision is clear, the path to achieving it is filled with immense engineering challenges. The sheer distance is the first and most fundamental hurdle. Mars is on average 140 million miles away. Communication has a delay of up to 22 minutes each way. Our outpost must be nearly self-sufficient. There is no quick rescue from Earth, no emergency supply runs. Crews must fix problems locally. Systems must be reliable and crews must be able to handle any problem on their own. Autonomous maintenance robots and redundancy will be essential. The Martian environment itself presents a host of difficulties. Fine, abrasive dust is electrostatically charged and sticks to everything. It clogs joints, scratches surfaces, and can be a health hazard if inhaled. We need electrostatic cleaning systems for solar panels and specialized airlocks to keep dust out. Extreme temperature swings from day to night stress materials and systems. We rely heavily on in-situ resource utilization, living off the land. Excavating regolith for shielding and extracting water ice from soil are vital tasks. We must pull CO2 from the thin atmosphere to make oxygen, and produce oxygen and methane on-site for fuel and life support. Finally, the human element. Isolation for years takes a psychological toll. We must design habitats that are comfortable and supportive, provide meaningful work, social connection, therapy, and recreation. The most advanced shield is useless if the people inside it cannot function as a cohesive, resilient team. The quest to go to Mars is about more than adventure. It is about the long-term survival of our species. Life on Earth has faced mass extinctions, asteroid impacts, supervolcano eruptions, or human-made catastrophe. As a single-planet species, we are vulnerable. All our eggs in one basket. Establishing a self-sustaining human presence on Mars is the ultimate insurance policy. It is a way to back up the hard drive of human civilization. To ensure the story of humanity continues no matter what happens at home. The Mars Defense Initiative is practical, applying survival instinct with technology and training. Technologies developed to protect astronauts will benefit Earth. Radiation shielding, water recycling, closed-loop life support, better protection for cancer patients, improved water recycling, and sustainable agriculture in arid regions. This grand challenge inspires the next generation to study STEM fields. It fuels innovation across countless fields and industries. Solving hard problems on Mars yields improvements for everyone on Earth. This endeavor reminds us what we can achieve together. It invites us to see ourselves as citizens of the cosmos. Defending pioneers reflects compassion, curiosity, and our desire to protect life. This is how we take the first tentative steps toward becoming a multiplanetary species. We are securing our future. On Mars and here on the pale blue dot we call home, the red dust of Mars awaits